The black cat's mysterious transformation. Once upon a time, a black cat suddenly appeared in its path. At night, its eyes were shining like pearls. Without knowing what to do, Nadir immediately picked up a stone and threw it at the cat. Scared, the cat ran towards the nearby cemetery. Actually, Nadir was coming back from his friend's birthday party, which was not far from his house, so he was walking home. Later, he remembered his mother's advice not to harm any animals for no reason, so he felt sorry. The next day, his grandmother suddenly fell ill, so his parents took her to the doctor. He was alone at home, preparing for his exams. Suddenly, it started raining heavily. The clouds had been there since morning. The rain that started from the evening had now turned into a storm. His dad's phone came that they will come in the morning now. Now, he was alone at home. During this time, suddenly, there was lightning. Then he found a candle and lit it. It had been a short while since it started when there was a knock on the door. He went and opened the door, and there was an old lady standing there. "Who are you, and where are you coming from in such a storm?" He was surprised. She smiled mysteriously and said, "Actually, my memory is weak. I forgot the way to my house. I need shelter in this storm. As soon as morning comes, I will leave from here." "Okay, come in," he said, thinking. Suddenly, lightning struck, and at the same time, a strange light appeared in his eyes, which he started to see like sparks. "What are you looking at?" she asked, staring at him. "Nothing. It just seemed like your eyes sparkled," he said, feeling nervous. "The lightning that flashed in the sky, it must have sparkled in your eyes," she said, smiling mysteriously, and then she slowly started moving forward with the help of a stick. "You rest here," she said, pointing towards a room. "All right," he said, looking at her with curiosity. There was a mystery in her smile, too. She had entered the room. He left the old lady in the room and went out. He had barely gone that suddenly there was water falling on his head. He turned to clean the water and he stumbled. It wasn't water, it was blood. He immediately ran to the bathroom to clean his hands, and when he opened his eyes seemed to burst. There was a stream of blood coming out of the tap. Where is this blood coming from?" he muttered to himself. Suddenly, the same old lady came in front of him and gave him a cloth to clean the blood from his hands. "Look, clean the blood from your hands." "But you were inside. How do you know there is blood on my hands?" he said in surprise. "I was thirsty. I came to drink water, so I saw blood on your hands and brought cloth to clean it," she said, taking the cloth back to the room. He started cleaning the blood with the cloth. Meanwhile, he saw lightning outside, and he looked up at the sky when he saw something strange in the corner of his eyes. He was looking at the black cat sitting on the wall. He went and looked closely when suddenly someone put their hand on his shoulder. He turned around and saw the old lady standing there. "What's going on? Why are you making noise?" she said, shaking. "I'm not understanding what's happening. Since you came here, something wrong is happening." After a while of being silent, he screamed, "Tell me the truth, who are you?" His tone changed after hearing which the old lady's impressions changed. There was a mysterious smile on her lips. Then suddenly her color began to change. The color turned completely black. Flames started coming out of her eyes. Suddenly she transformed into a black cat. She jumped and clawed at his neck with her claws. He screamed loudly. Suddenly his eyes opened. "Oh God, it was a dream," he said to himself. Suddenly he felt something biting on his neck. He immediately touched his neck, and then he was surprised to see that his hands had blood on them. He had become a statue, lost in his thoughts, and suddenly he heard a cat's meow. He turned and saw the same black cat sitting there. He picked it up and put it down. He then remembered the old lady he had brought with him. He immediately picked her up and threw her out of the house. She immediately got up and followed him. He immediately took her with him. The storm was still going on.